ladies and gentlemen. We are heading to the Silver Dollar Speedway. It's officially Gold Cup week. We kick things off tonight with our 360. Well, here's a look, ladies and gentlemen, at the beautiful Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California. Got down south here. Let me tell you, it is a little bit warm. 100+ degrees in Northern California. That's definitely going to be taking a toll on this quarter-mile bull ring. As we're a few hours away from race time, they've been putting quite a bit of water on the surface, and they're definitely going to be doing that all afternoon to try to give us, just a good racetrack that, has some moisture to start, slicks off, but doesn't hold too much grip or doesn't slick off too quick. And with all the outside weather variables, it is one of the most difficult conditions to prep a racetrack in. And for the Gold Cup week, we actually brought out our Knoxville National scheme. My buddy Michael, he lives in Sacramento, and this is his masterpiece. He designed and printed the car, so I told him I would bring it out when I was a little bit closer to him, since he wasn't able to make it to Knoxville. So this thing will look good out here in the West Coast sunlight, but anyway, we'll be rolling into this evening in just a little bit. This is the 360 portion of the week. Probably expecting 30, 40, 50 cars. I don't know. I think we'll have a lot of people here. More trailers are starting to roll in here every minute. So in just a little bit, our night will be underway. We'll be getting suited up and then roll into engine heat, hot laps, and qualifying. So we got about 40 cars tonight here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Of course, plenty of guys that could win the Gold Cup weekend running 360s here on Wednesday night. We're heading in the right direction to start things off. Fourth quick in Flight A. So funny how this sport works. Like, there's times that you can lay down a great lap and you look at the time and you're way down the order, and then I felt like tonight, like, I didn't really know if my laps were any good. They really, I just felt like I was kind of all over the place. Like, felt like I was a little snug with my race car. I was kind of fighting it, and we were fourth quick, and when we went out, I think we were second. So that's really good. With this format, we're now going to start on the pole of the heat race. We win that, we can get into tonight's dash. I think Chico, we're really going to have to keep an eye on the surface. Right now it's got a lot of grip, but it's also over 100 degrees out, and I think it has grip right now because it has to, and it could really change here in a heartbeat with the sun just beating right down on it. So we're going to make some changes, just got to keep working on getting this thing just a little bit more comfortable. Again, like, I feel like we could roll through the corner a little bit better, carry a little more speed, carry a little more momentum, and just smoothing things up. Like, that's where we're just losing a little bit of speed. That's the difference between where we're at in quick time. So we'll go to work, and now we'll be rolling off up front in the heat. Well, good heat race for us. did exactly what we needed to do. Started on the pole, honestly carried pretty good speed. I was in heat race number 2, and in heat 1, the inside car got just smoked on the start. And some of it, what can happen here at Chico is like being on the inside, it's almost still greasy down there, so even when you take off, you kind of spin. So I tried to like see if I could be a little higher up on the track and just have good speed when I took off, so I try not to spin as bad and can at least be side by side with the outside car. I feel like if you kind of have them in the position where you have a little more control, you can usually win the race into turn 1, which is where the racetrack's at right now. If you win the race into turn 1, you're most likely going to win the heat race because it just has that much grip and everyone kind of single files out. So we are now going to prepare for the dash. Feels good to have a solid night rolling, and obviously, I mean, that's a 360 race. There's a lot of good cars here, but you know, it shows if you qualify good, put yourself in position, your night's so much easier. I feel like if there's anything I would change about my car, so I just felt a little wore out after the 8 laps, and some of that's just being a little tense because my car's tight. That's how I kind of process that, is like my body, like I was trying harder because I was trying to get my race car to turn, and I was able to do that when you're out by yourself, but if I was around other cars, that would have been a more difficult task. So we just got to get our race car to be a little freer and a little more forgiving, especially as now, you know, coming up, we're going to be starting close to the front of the field, but we're going to have to really be racing cars, and to have a shot to win tonight, we're going to have to really make it happen.
I call it the turn 3 chicane now. Featuring the sounds of Kurt Bosbeth.
7.
That'll take place probably 10, 15, 20 minutes after the checkered flag waves tonight. 3 for everyone.
All right, we rolled well, we didn't roll. We pulled a 7. So this will be a good chance just to feel out the racetrack, try to make our race car better. Basically rolling off from row 4 here, the racetrack's got a ton of grip. I just told you, if we're gonna win tonight, we're gonna have to be good around other race cars. So this is a good chance just to work on that, and hopefully the surface kind of keeps getting rolled in, and we'll go where guys aren't.
This included obviously the local Hall of Fame of being Silver Dollar. Alright, let's go! Head to toe, covered in charcoal black stuff. So Alan Handy still has it. We used it in Reno a couple years ago on a couple that was not very happy.
So as you can see, the inside had some trouble taking off there, and that honestly sums up our entire dash. Basically, everyone single filed out, wide open, through the middle. My race car felt very tight, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to go anywhere. Tonight's gonna be a tear-off night, I'll tell you that. I feel like there's not been many points in my career where I thought maybe I should throw some tear-offs in the cockpit with me. Tonight is one of them. I think we're gonna be pulling quite a few of these. Racetrack's got so much grip. We started 7th, finished 8th there. Honestly, kind of took off okay, and then everyone got something happened in front of me. Honestly, I was so focused on taking off that all of a sudden I look up and like we were just like had a traffic jam. So anyway, I kind of thought that there was a possibility that might happen, and it's just difficult to pass right now. So we're just gonna have to go out there and make the best of the same main event. Again, try to go where they're not, and hope the surface keeps moving, and again, give it what we got. So we're gonna free up the 18T. The position that we're in, like now, we're just trying to loosen up as the night goes on, because you know your car's got to turn, and the racetrack seems like it's just getting wetter almost the more laps that are ran. Just did a lap, guys. We're preparing for a wet feature. I was at a little bit of hope. I wanted to come out here and look. I think it's gonna be pretty wet, so that's what we're here for. Rolling off 8th, I think 30 laps. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. I don't know. I didn't even really look. Just gonna go make our final adjustments to the car, and again, like all we can do here is just what we can do, and we got ourselves up front in the dash, and I think we're gonna have opportunity to pass cars, especially when we get here to traffic. I mean, it might be tough when everyone's all spread out, but when we get to traffic, things are gonna get a little interesting. Well, guys, what do we finish, 5th?
Yeah.
Started 8th, finished 5th. I mean, I don't want to say that's the best we could have done result-wise, but honestly, I think we got definitely a position on Sanders when I think some car dropped some oil. He kind of hit it and slid, so we got a spot there. Got some spots on the start, but racetrack was just exactly what we kind of expected. So I think there's spots I could have maybe built a little more speed lap after lap. It's just tough on a track like that to run. You know, you want to run on the very edge, but for 30 laps green, you can get yourself in trouble. So just moved around quite a bit, and again, I think I could have just made a little more consistent speed, but still the toughest part isn't necessarily going fast. It's when you get to a car, what do you do? When you get to someone, like, you're going just enough pace that, like, you don't really have the speed to slide them, and if you do, it's going to be tight. So I don't know, it's just really difficult to judge that, especially with a 360, because everyone's just a lot more consistent, a lot more similar in pace. But we'll take a top 5. Glad the car's in one piece and we survived. Well, we got everything all loaded up, cars put away. We got some more work to do now leading into the rest of our Gold Cup week. Feel satisfied with our top 5 finish, but definitely one of those nights where you go, man, I wish we would have drawn a little bit better in the dash. It would have been super nice to, you know, get a 1, 2, even 3 or 4, first 2 rows, right? Just that opportunity to where if you could start up front in the A main event, you know, get through the dash, start up front in the A, you know, with how the racetrack was, not necessarily like it's going to be easy. It's never easy to win these races, but man, track position would have been nice just to start out front. You get out front, kind of set sail, and just set that torrid pace to where when you get to lap traffic, start putting guys away. And if you can, you're going to be the car to beat. Kind of. That's just how it is in wing racing. You know, when racetracks are extremely fast. And again, it's not easy to win even from the front row, but definitely makes your job easier and makes you more the favorite. Where for us, coming from row 4 tonight, it was going to be a tall task with the conditions that we had. But big thank you to the team. We're going to keep working hard. We really want to have a good Gold Cup, and we feel good about our 360 program. I feel like that showed tonight. A lot of good cars here, a lot of guys that can win in the 410 portion, and we had the speed. We just want to carry that over as we're trying to dial in our 410 program consistently across the entire country at basically any conditions that we can see. So we're going to keep making those steps, and just appreciate you guys riding along for the journey and hanging out with us for some Wednesday 360 Gold Cup action to kick off the week, and hopefully going to be a good one here in Chico, California. We'll see you in the next video. Deuces.